Alright guys, we're doing a little low light testing with the Osmo Action 4. I changed a few of the settings. I don't do a lot of nighttime riding, and when I do, it's actually out on those dark country roads where there's not a lot of artificial light like there is right here. So, I'll see how this looks. Riding at night is something I would love to do more, but not on the back country roads. You can already see the bugs are attracted to the light, and when you don't have a windshield, and even sometimes when you do, man, the bugs can hit with quite a ferocity on your body or your helmet. But the other thing is, it's like once I get on these back country roads away from all the artificial light, these roads can be really dark. I actually think the lights that I have on this bike, which are the Indian brand LED headlamp and driving lights, are better than the lights I added to the Springfield. They're Eagle lights, I think is what I ended up putting on. Indian did not have any lights specifically for the Springfield. They did tell me that a certain light might work or should work or may work, but I wasn't confident enough in it. Kind of wish now I had given them a shot, because I think the lights on the Springfield just aren't as good. It's so funny, it's like I clean this helmet, the visor part of it. I actually don't clean my helmet enough, the rest of it, but seems like as soon as I get on, I have a smudge right across my eyesight. That's so annoying. Let's see how this camera does. Again, once I get past, not long, these little 2-lane country roads get to be a bit dark. The other thing I don't really like about night riding is I feel a need. I usually have to clean the bike pretty well afterwards because it's covered with bugs. You see, like on these lights, this is low beam, this is high beam. Low beam, high beam. On my Springfield, you can't even see a difference between low beam and high beam. And if I leave the high beam on, nobody really seems to flash me to say that they don't like that. They do on this bike. Now you could say that I have the lights adjusted poorly if that's the case, but I think anybody with bright lights on in a car has the same thing happen. I remember when I had those driving lights on the, I guess it was the Super Chief, this bike, when I first got them. I didn't know you were supposed to expect it to adjust by following their instructions of sitting on the bike, measuring it so many feet from a wall, and you know, I had them installed by the dealer. They sent me on my merry way, and then I noticed almost everybody at night was flashing me, and I called the dealer. That guy just flashed me, but anyhow, I called the dealer, and of course they were like, "Oh, we adjusted them. You don't have to do anything." And when I asked them how, they hemmed and hawed. I don't think they did. And if they did, every worker there looks like they weigh about 100 pounds. So there's certainly not the same impact of me sitting on the bike and adjusting the light. So I ended up doing that myself, and I haven't had any weird issues since then with people flashing me. Notwithstanding the guy there. I think sometimes what happens is a lot of these vehicles have automated high beams that they pick up on color, on light rather, and I think sometimes that works. Most of the time it works fine. Sometimes like lights like this on my right will set it off and turn your high beams off. But I also think sometimes these motorcycle lights, they don't get detected at the same level on the sides and stuff as a vehicle. That's just my theory. So like when that guy was seemingly flashing me as he passed, I think maybe his high beams were just coming on early. But if I notice a pattern, I'll re-evaluate these lights. Like on the Springfield, I made a video about it and you guys agreed you can't really see any difference between low and high, and that's not the case with this bike. So we got low and high. Low, high. Because I don't ride at night too often, I've not gone back to swap out these lights. I mean, they get the job done. I just think they could have been a little better on the Springfield. Let's see, low and high. Indian also touts with their driving lights what they call ditch-to-ditch coverage, and I have them on right now, and I would describe this as definitely ditch-to-ditch coverage. Whereas on the Springfield, I just don't. It's like white line to white line coverage is what I feel like, and I hope I'm being fair to them. Eagle Lights. I thought the bigger bike would have better, wider, brighter lights, but they just don't feel as effective to me. I think having that bright pattern, wide pattern, is so helpful to look for deer and stuff out here. And again, the Springfield to me is more like white line to white line coverage. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Of course, gotta have one car going my way. Which can be good at night, I guess, to help me light up the road in front of me. They're getting up the road too. maybe even faster than I would go for tonight, so not a bad thing. I might need to do a side-by-side comparison one night on these lights. They probably won't show up really good on video. It's a beautiful night out. It's in the 70s. It was a beautiful day out as well. It got up into like 81 degrees here in October. And I thought I was going to go riding the bike again today, but ended up out on the ATV out in the woods. I run another YouTube channel dedicated to some wildlife cameras that we keep. And I was gathering some of the footage for that out in the woods. I like to do that manually just to get out. Tell you, with this windshield on, I could maybe ride at night more often. Part of it was the bugs. Maybe it's pure luck I haven't been hitting the helmet or the body, but I think this windshield is catching obviously some of them. I think I'm going to stop up here in this village and check the settings on this wireless mic. Maybe when it got re-added or something, that's what's caused this issue. Alright guys, I'm back. So it turns out that when I re-added this wireless mic, for some reason it'll drop out every once in a blue moon rather than reconnecting. And apparently I never caught that the gain had not been changed to -12, which is what I use. And honestly, I can't remember if noise reduction is usually on or off, but it was off. So I have turned it back on. We're going to give it another test. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing of the audio. Should be a lot better. Testing 1, 2. Exhaust. Getting up the road. Accelerating 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. It's 70 miles an hour. Testing 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to share any of this footage. If I did, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the road.